Tonight on Stuff We Say, Pokémon Generation 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, HeartGold and SoulSilver versions, and more in Retrospective. Welcome back to another episode of the Stuff We Say podcast, where we talk about pretty much anything that suits us that involves video games, yeah? Yeah? So today we're continuing on a tradition that started on an old show I don't run anymore called Let's Talk About Games. Continue on the Stuff We Play YouTube channel, and now we're doing it here on the Stuff We Say podcast, and that is Pokemon Retrospectives. In some form so far, we've covered Generation 1 back in 2016, Gen 2 in 2017, Gen 3 in 2018. Now, since it's 2019, I figured in some form we should cover Generation 4, which was Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, HeartGold, and SoulSilver, and then, I guess, any spin-offs we care to cover. I mean, are you excited to talk about my Pokemon Ranch from WiiWare?
I don't remember that one.
No one does. It was kind of a thing. It was like Pokemon Bank, except you could play with them.
Oh.
And only worked with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum.
Makes me sad.
Yeah. I mean, what else? There's Battle Revolution, which somehow, despite being low in content, looks even more impressive than Sword and Shield do graphically. There was Pokemon Ranger, which I guess was technically Gen 3, but you get a Manaphy.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we're talking about Gen 4, and I think the main ones we're going to touch on here are going to be Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and the Gold and Silver remakes, HeartGold and SoulSilver. So to start, how did you first play Diamond, Pearl?
I played Diamond because you gave me a copy, and I got to like a certain point in it, and then went, this is really, really, really taking forever, and basically got myself up to the Elite Four. I was really excited, and then I couldn't get through the Elite Four because I didn't have enough of not that it wasn't high enough level, I couldn't get enough money to do anything, to actually get enough like potions and revives and such.
Especially against Cynthia's Garchomp.
Yeah, and just the fact that it, you don't really get the option to, re-challenge trainers.
True. I mean, I think you do, but that's post-game.
Yeah. It was basically, I could go up against, the first three, and, kind of half-ass my way through them and get a little bit of money to buy more potions. And I ended up, getting to a point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, level up more. But because it's such a slow frame rate, it took so long to, get battles and to, get anywhere trying to level up. And I pretty much, I gave up. I went on to a different game.
And my experience with Diamond is pretty weird, though, because I did get Diamond originally, and later Pearl. Now I only know Diamond and Platinum as far as that trilogy goes.
Yeah.
But I actually got them at launch. I had a childhood friend, Tommy, who was really excited for it, and I got them since the only Pokemon game I myself owned at that point was Coliseum, and I think I'd gotten XD already, which aren't really traditional RPGs. So, yeah, I got Diamond, and I thought it was really good. I couldn't really use the Wi-Fi features because we lived out in the country, and Texas country Wi-Fi is spotty at best. And just flat out doesn't work at worst. Even then they still charge you through the nose for it. But, I enjoyed it. I thought the Sinnoh region was cool. I thought that Team Galactic, for what it was worth, was neat, even though the whole idea of, we're evil and want to make a new universe is just ridiculous.
I felt bad, because I remember, Zero from that game. I wasn't big into the starters. I didn't really like the Pokemon that were added that gen.
I'll be honest, as far as starters go, it's weird because it has both one of my favorite and one of my least favorite starters.
Right.
Because it has the Turtwig line, which is one of my favorite. I think Torterra is incredible. But also it has the Chimchar line and Fernape, or as I call it, Less Cool Blaziken.
I know, I'm just I feel bad because I always forget the Gen 4 starters. And I feel like the other day I was playing Pokemon Go and I'm like, Turtwig is a starter? I feel like it shouldn't be a starter. It does not look like a starter.
But, and it's so weird because I played Diamond though and I really enjoyed it. I binged it. I think my first ever all-nighter was me and Tommy, same friend, staying up all night and having a sleepover just so I could beat the Pokemon League. Great memory that. But then I went back and I played Leaf Green was the next game I got because there was a sale at, I think I got that. I got Emerald on a trip to LA, and then I got Leaf Green on a trip to Singapore. So I swear, I think my childhood copy of Leaf Green might have been a bootleg. Because I bought it in Singapore using, or I guess more specifically, my parents got it for me in Singapore, but, completely English version of the game that was from Singapore. I can't verify now. That game got stolen years ago, but I remember my first thought was, wow, this seems so much faster than Diamond version was.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good, but it's faster. And the reason is the Gen 3 games run at 60 frames a second. Diamond and Pearl run at only 30.
Yeah.
And then they kind of sped things up to later. And then they kind of did this weird thing in Black and White where the overworlds were 30, but the battles were... It was a thing. But it really felt slower. And it wasn't just a frame rate. Like, if you attack a Pokemon with a lot of HP, it takes...
so long for the HP to drain. I'm trying to think of, what I went from 1 into, Diamond, and I don't remember what it was.
You played Sapphire and then Diamond, was it?
Did I play? Oh, I haven't beaten Sapphire. I beat Oras. But...
Yeah, you beat Oras after Diamond.
Yeah.
Did you play Black or White before Diamond?
No, honestly, I felt like most of my Pokemon experience up until that point was that, I'd played Fire Red a bunch as a kid, and then I hadn't played Pokemon since, and then when we started dating, you gave me Diamond version, and you're like, here, try this, and I tried it, and I was like, I don't like this.
And, Diamond had a lot of issues, but I will say it was an important game in the series, I think.
Yeah.
The GTS, for all of its issues and whatnot, was cool, and I think battling wirelessly was a much-needed improvement for the series. Plus, I think having the Poketch, do you remember the Poketch for the bomb screen? That was actually really cool. I liked all the random apps on that.
Yeah, I liked getting to count steps for eggs. That was really amazing. I think the big thing for me though is that was the first game I ever caught a shiny Pokemon on. I didn't know what a shiny was. I found 4 in a row. I found 4 shiny Psyducks in a row, and by the 4th one, I called James, and I'm like, is there a glitch in this game? Because all the Psyducks are blue, and I don't like it. And he's like, those are shiny Pokemon. And I'm like, that's a thing?
Yeah, and it's so funny because I got my first shiny ever in Diamond, first playthrough of Diamond as well. I was pretty end game, and I think I just, I was literally, had finished everything, was just screwing around and hatching Pokemon to trade to my friends, or using my action replay to screw around. We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
But I found randomly, this was before I even knew what an action replay was, literally right as soon as I got to the resort area, I decided to go back to some previous areas.
Yeah.
And I found a shiny Geodude. I was like, what the hell is it? I remember furiously Googling, why is the Geodude a weird color?
I feel in that, I found, so many weird colored Psyducks, and I'm like, Psyduck should not be this color. I was really mad, because I'm like, what is wrong with this cartridge? Is it the cartridge? Is it the game? Is that just the color of Psyduck in these? And I just remember I called and I was so upset because I'm like, your cartridge is broken.
Actually, it's really funny because this cartridge of Diamond, I remember buying off a friend of mine from high school, and he sold to me a bunch of DS games. They're worthless. You can have them for $2 each.
Yeah.
Diamond is still a $20 or $30 game.
Just depending, yeah.
Yeah. But, that said, what really opened it up for me was discovering action replay. Probably about a year afterwards, a friend of mine, she got an action replay, and she was like, hey, there are these 3 mythical Pokemon, Arceus, Darkrai, and Shaman.
Yeah.
One is a cute Sonic the Hedgehog thing, one is Nightmare Fuel, and one is literally God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh... You've probably got it. You're probably, pulling my leg, right? I thought it was the Pokegods thing from Gen 1, right? But no, they were legit. And the action replay really opened it up. Especially there's this Azure Flute Arceus event.
Yeah.
Where you could get this item, the Azure Flute, and then go to the top of Mount Coronet where you'd find the version legendaries, the Alga or Palkia, depending on your version. And it'd make a literal stairway to heaven, or in this case, the Hall of Origin.
Yeah.
where you could go battle God or, Arceus, which was cool. And of course, they never actually used that event. Apparently, the Pokemon Company and Game Freak thought it'd be too confusing for kids to figure out.
Yeah.
So they just gave you an Arceus. So by using an action replay to pretty much hack the item into the game, you can get it. And that's the thing, there were so many event Pokemon stuff during this gen. Like Platinum had the Reggies from Ruby and Sapphire and whatnot. I think if you're playing through Diamond and want 100%, it's completely okay to put in an action replay to get all of the event items.
Yeah.
Before you start playing. Because there are so many in this gen. Like, the Darkrai event, right?
Yeah.
Where you literally went to this creepy hotel in Canalave City and pretty much fight Darkrai in a nightmare. But when you wake up, you've actually caught it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I think, like, it's not that it's a bad game, the frame rate, very, just not something I liked. And I mean, I could fix that. I could play Platinum, which is kind of the goal for the next, Pokemon game I do, is I do want to play Platinum. I do want to finish that gen.
But also just, it's so, like, surfing is painfully slow.
Running is painfully slow.
The bike is cool. I like how they combined the Mach Bike and the Acro Bike from Gen 3, so you have this bike with gears. Ooh, there is the Underground. Did you play with that at all?
I feel like I spent a lot of time, like, once I resigned myself to the fact that, I wasn't going to beat the game just because...
How bored you were?
How bored I was. I basically spent my entire time underground playing around looking for fossils.
I really love the secret bases, too.
Yes.
You know what? I loved it when I found out about the Capture the Flag minigame there.
It's really fun, but again, you kind of have to have friends.
Yeah, but that said, even nowadays, like, if you can find people who want to play a DS game with you nowadays, wireless, like, the Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum Underground is a ton of fun.
It's something I kind of wish we'd get back in some of the newer ones.
Yeah, and you know what else there was? That they had this, did you ever explore Amity Square where you could go with, like, your cute, I know, cute, subjective, but certain Pokemon you go and they follow you?
Yeah,
and then they expand on that, HeartGold and SoulSilver for every single Pokemon, but...
Yeah, there's the guy out front with his Onix, and he's like, I don't understand, my Onix is really cute, and I'm like, I feel that, dude, I feel that. Because, like, I would have to trade out and, like, bring out my Baneri, and that's, like, the Pokemon kind of follows you around and finds cool stuff, for the, like, costume box. Which, it was a fun concept. I didn't like that Pokemon that I thought were really cute weren't on the list of cute Pokemon.
I feel.
My Gyarados was beautiful.
You know what the games had as well, though?
What?
They had a really great soundtrack.
I wouldn't know.
No?
I can't play games with, like, music on.
Pretty much, you know the meme about how Ruby and Sapphire were horns? And horns are... Diamond and Pearl's thing was pianos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a very kind of calming piano, especially at... They brought back something I really wish would come back, where each area had a different music depending on what time of day it was.
Yes.
And especially the nighttime pieces, especially like on some of the snowy routes.
Yeah.
Or the post-game routes in the fight area or resort area or whatever. Music is so just relaxing. Speaking of which, if you get a chance, look up Insane to Rain Music's remix of Route 216, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, it's like a winter wonderland, but also you feel like you're trapped in a snowstorm, which makes sense since you're literally walking through a snowstorm.
Yeah.
I will, the games, for as slow as they are and as weird as the plot is, really, there are some real type balancing issues. Like, there are only 2 fire types in the game.
Yeah.
There's the Fire Starter and then Ponyta and Rapidash, that line. But there were some good set pieces, you know. I'm glad I played them.
Yeah, remember, because, like, there's one where you definitely need, like, a fire type, and I spent, like, hours trying to find a Ponyta. And it was such a low level that I spent hours trying to evolve it.
Yeah. Though, you know what else I think was pretty fun here?
What
do you think of the Pokemon contest in these, returning from Ruby and Sapphire?
That's the one where they have, like, the dancing and stuff, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I hated them.
Really? I loved those.
Well, it was basically like Pokemon Dance Dance Revolution, except it didn't matter how accurate you were with hitting the thing.
True.
Even if you were hitting the touchscreen right on time, it was telling you were off and you were having to, like, figure out the pattern.
True.
For the frame rate, and I got to a point, I think I got whatever thing I needed, and then went, okay, I'm done.
So there's in the resort area in the post game.
Yes.
There's this place called the Ribbon Syndicate where you need a certain amount of ribbons to get in there.
Yeah.
On a car trip once, I actually went through and got enough contest ribbons to get into there.
Yes.
So, oh no, this could just be nostalgia talking, you know. But Diamond and Pearl, I would say until X and Y came out, the low point of the series.
Yeah.
And they aren't bad games. They're functionally sound and whatnot, but they're so slow, especially compared to games that came before them.
Yeah.
That there's no reason to go back to them, seeing as a few years later we got Pokémon Platinum version.
Which fixes literally every single problem I can think about with.
You know, and it's funny because whenever I hear someone say, oh, Gen 4 is my favorite generation, either they're talking about HeartGold, SoulSilver, or Platinum.
Yes.
Because no one ever means Diamond and Pearl from my experiences. Platinum was funny because you haven't played it yet, but you know all about it.
Yes, I've watched you play it, and I've looked up some of the stuff about it.
And fun fact about Platinum, I think Platinum was the first game I ever reserved.
Yeah.
Because I was pumped for Platinum, because I thought Giratina was such a cool Pokemon, and it got a new, like, serpentine form.
Yes.
The first Pokemon outside of Deoxys, I guess. The first version legendary to get an alternate form, but...
Yeah.
So, funny thing about Platinum, even though I had it reserved, this was back when Pokemon games released months beforehand in Japanese.
Yeah.
So, on my old laptop that my mother had given me since she'd upgraded at the time, I got a DS emulator and a copy of Pokemon Platinum version. And I know I just complained about frame rate, but I swear this thing could go get up to 15 frames a second if I was lucky.
Yeah.
And there were graphical glitches, and it was all in Japanese. And I played all the way through this Japanese version of Pokemon Platinum. And to be fair, it's very similar to Diamond and Pearl. I mean, they changed some things, admittedly for the better, but you know, honestly, I played all the way through it in Japanese just so I could say I played before everyone else. And I don't know, I actually enjoyed it.
Honestly, that's the thing with Pokemon is you don't necessarily have to have a version in your own language to get what's going on. I mean, you might not know some of the stuff people are saying, but honestly, you don't need that for Pokemon.
The good thing about Pokemon is it's all rather linear, and even when you get a choice, you kind of okay, I'm assuming if this building looks like a gym, I should probably go there.
Yeah.
What was nice about it, too, is Pokemon fans are diehard, and if I actually got lost, there are already, game facts guides. And it was funny because it's oh, that sounds horrible. You would never do that again, right? No, I did it both for Black version and Black version too.
Smugleaf.
Smugleaf. I remember those were funny as well because they caught on.
Yeah.
And so they made it so that the ROMs wouldn't if you played a ROM of it, it wouldn't let you gain experience.
Yeah.
Except that was patched within 3 days of the ROMs leaking.
Yeah.
By the way, we don't condone piracy. You know, buy your games officially. Just going out on a limb. How old was I in 2009? I was 11 years old, and I was playing a pirated Japanese ROM of Pokemon.
That's how you know you've hit rock bottom.
What do you mean rock bottom? I think that was one of the high points of my gaming youth.
You were so obsessed that you couldn't wait another month. You were
it was 6 months.
I've gotta play it now.
But Platinum, because even though the frame rate's the same, they just made a point of speeding stuff up. Surfing's twice as fast. Battles are faster, and also had a really cool. They had battles had animations in them again.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like in Crystal version, Emerald version. After Diamond, which was so static. They put new versus screens. They put a bunch of extra content, like the Battle Frontier return from Emerald, except it had different facilities and whatnot. And I love this Battle Frontier. Hard as nails, but really a great Battle Frontier. The Battle Factory is cool. I spent a lot of time in the Battle Tower, which I know isn't Diamond, and the Battle Hall. Didn't really care for the other two.
I think I'm more excited with this to talk about SoulSilver.
True, but I do have a few more things I want to say about Platinum. It had this Ocean World, which was this other dimension where the laws of physics and gravity and time and space were just screwed up, and Team Galactic Cyrus, gets transferred there, and you fight him there, and you go against Giratina, and then he just kind of, Cyrus decides to stay there.
Yeah.
Cyrus is kind of weak. They added a new sky form for Shaman, and then 5 different forms of Rotom, which was this little electric thing that everyone thought was legendary, but isn't technically legendary.
There's kind of like Dragonite being pseudo-legendary.
Yeah, where I feel like, how everyone thought for a while, is Dragonite a legendary? And it was like, no. I feel like at one point people were like, was Rotom legendary or at least mythical? And it was like, no. But you get Refrigerator Rotom, Fan Rotom. Yeah.
And they're all different types as well, which is really cool. Because I know Microwave Rotom is fire type.
Yeah.
Fridge is water or
ice or something.
Yeah.
What else? They added a new Team Galactic Commander. The Galactic Commanders, the only one I remember is one uses Stunky, because Stunky is the most disgusting Pokemon, because it has a butt face and it makes a sound when it gets sent out, like not just any fart, but the wrong fart, if you know what I mean. There was a fart and then there was a little something else as well with that. That's what Stunky and Skuntank sound like to me.
I feel really bad because my first playthrough of Diamond and stuff, I named my Stunky Colin, because it was when Colin and I really weren't on good terms when you and I started dating.
Before y'all became kind of...
before we became actual friends, we were kind of having that problem because James had never really been the one in the relationship. I was coming in, I was kind of taking the attention. It was kind of really awkward for a while there because
a good 6 months, I'd say.
Yeah, there was actually probably a good year where it was just bad all the way around.
What, between you and Colin?
Yeah, just because we were butting heads a lot.
So you named your stuff?
I named my little skunk Colin because I was mad, and I'm like, yeah, this is show you.
Do you want to apologize for that?
I honestly felt really bad about it, so I will apologize. Not to his face, because he doesn't know the story, but...
I mean, if he listens,
if you listen, I'm sorry, Colin. And it was I needed to, vent anger some way.
Love you, man.
I really do love you, no joke. It was... I don't know, it was a weird time.
But, what else? There was this villa you could get post-game where it's gym leaders would hang out and stuff. The furniture was so expensive that, again, on another road trip, I grinded against Elite Four until I could afford all of the furniture from the villa.
Yes.
And then there's an actual place where you could rematch trainers and whatnot.
Yeah.
There was so much cool stuff they added to Platinum. The Reggie events, the Gen 1 legendaries.
Yes.
I feel like there's stuff I'm still even missing.
It's just they were packed full of stuff.
Yeah, they added. They even made some small changes to the region itself. They made it seem a little colder. Your characters instead of wearing short sleeves were wearing jackets and scarves, and I remember your starting town had its little snow patches added to it.
Yeah. The
Sinnoh region just seemed more alive here, and I know why.
Sinnoh was going through a nuclear winter.
No, it's just a snowy region, It's based off northern Japan. The last generation to be based off an area of Japan.
Anyway, let's talk about SoulSilver and HeartGold.
Yes, or should we talk about some spin-offs first? Or did we already...
We already kind of covered those.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you missed? Mystery Dungeon, good. I think we should do a dedicated Mystery Dungeon. Maybe on the Master Trainer channel. I'm there were the Pokemon Ranger games, which I want to replay.
Yeah.
All of them. I never played the third one, but the 2 I played, I absolutely loved it. What do you know? A game that used the stylus in a way that was totally a gimmick, but actually a pretty fun gimmick.
Yeah.
Having to loop Pokemon and whatnot.
I mean, honestly, it's not that bad to use, the stylus as a gimmick, just because, they had that ability.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What other there was Pokemon Rumble.
Yeah.
Which I know is topical since that just got a new mobile game. I don't know if it's any good. I'm kind of fingers crossed that it's good.
Yeah.
That new mobile Dr. Mario was awful. Just awful.
I don't know. Pokemon Shuffle, was that gen?
Pokemon Troze, I think,
Okay.
or is that no? That was Gen 3.
I'm like, I don't know. I've been playing the
But Pokemon
Shuffle.
Rumble, where you played as toy Pokemon,
Yeah.
it was okay. It was a WiiWare game, and for a WiiWare game, I wasn't too disappointed.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, it was pretty awful though going with Battle Revolution.
What?
Can we talk about how terrible playing anything online with the Wii was?
Yeah.
Battle Revolution was the first Wii game to have online capabilities, and it showed. Like, I had so many battles drop because not only was I playing using Nintendo's terrible Wi-Fi stuff, but of course I was on terrible
potato internet.
I remember actually buying this Nintendo Wi-Fi adapter just so I could connect my DS to Wi-Fi. It was rough. Like, I'm surprised. I did forget one thing about Platinum. They added an actual Wi-Fi plaza where they had fireworks shows every day and floats, and they had mini games. That was a cool place. No one ever talks about, but I liked the Wi-Fi plaza. I don't think you can get to it anymore unless they have like fan servers now, but
Anyway.
I'm trying to think if there's any other spin-offs that we've missed. I really think those are all of the big ones. Was PokePark 1 Gen 4?
No, because it has Oshawott in it.
No, PokePark 2 has Oshawott. So PokePark was fun.
Yeah. I don't think it's Gen 4 though.
I mean, since we mentioned it, do you want to give a quick spiel on PokePark? Since you love it?
PokePark is basically... like, the whole concept is basically Pikachu, like, gets sent to another dimension, by Mew. And, Pikachu has to, like, help, these Pokemon, basically learn friendship.
Pikachu has to learn how to make friends.
Well, it's not just Pikachu has to learn how to make friends, it's Pikachu has to teach all these, Pokemon that are having a lot of, like, unrest, how to, like, love each other again. And it's really cute, and it gets a lot of hate, but it's probably, like...
It's such a chill game.
It's honestly the kind of game you put on to play for a couple hours when you want to relax. The music is, like, calm.
And actually it has a very basic battle system, but where you actually play as Pikachu, like, almost like a proto-Pokken tournament.
And honestly, like, it's mini game, it's fun. Like,
the mini games are so good.
It's just a whole bunch of mini games. You get to play around with it. It's a lot of fun.
Super chill soundtrack.
It's a good way to get a kid into Pokemon. If you don't want them to play the main games quite yet.
And speaking of kids and Pokemon, let's talk about the first Pokemon game I ever played as a kid, which is of course my cousin's copy of Pokemon Silver version. And so I had gone back and admittedly through emulation, played Gen 2, and I had fallen in love. It had stuff like having 2 separate regions. It had stuff like really some awesome new Pokemon. You know, I love all of the starters in Gen 2. Yes, even Chikorita, which I know our friend Kenton despises.
I've named every single Chikorita after Kenton because of that. Because I'm like, I know you hate Chikorita, so like...
we love it. We love Chikorita. Even though, let's be honest, Cyndaquil is the only starter actually worth using there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used all of them because I love their designs, but Cyndaquil is the only really useful one.
Like, that whole set is my favorite.
Same.
Other than, like, Black and White.
I'd say Black and White has my favorite, though, because all of those are legitimately useful.
Yeah.
But, you know, I really loved the vibe of the Johto region because it felt like there was a lot to do because of the day-night system and whatnot, but it was more pastoral.
Yeah.
And so, when they announced remakes, I was really pumped. And admittedly, I tried downloading a Japanese ROM and playing them. It was so weird, though, because partway, I don't think I got past the Lake of Rage there. And I don't know why, because it's not like I wasn't familiar, because literally what I think it might have been is literally right before the game's released in Japan and I was amping up for that, I played through Crystal version again. But the issue is, like, I had already played essentially the same game right before playing the remake. And it's a super faithful remake, but I was like, oh. And then I waited, and when I got in English, I binged it. Like, I literally, I hope my mother's not listening, but I literally pretended to be sick. And I spent the entire day in bed playing Pokemon SoulSilver. It was cool, though, because they actually came with the Pokewalker, which was a pedometer you could transfer Pokemon to. I wore that frickin' thing for a good few months. I still have mine. Yeah. The battery is dead. That shows how much I used it.
You can also, like, replace those.
Yeah, and I remember I also got, like, this Lugia figure for preserving it. It was awesome. I have the Ho-Oh one that came with HeartGold as well. I think I got both around the same time, but I think one was a gift for, like, one was, like, a year's worth of allowance money saved up.
Yeah.
And then the other was, like, a gift for getting all A's in a report card.
I don't know, like, I got, I ended up, you gave me my copy of SoulSilver,
Sorry it was a bootleg from Wish.
Hey, you know what? It works.
Except for the Game Corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the only thing. It wasn't.
Which, by the way, Game Corner slots are replaced with Voltorb Flip. I actually like Voltorbs. Yeah. My only issue with the Game Corner is you can't buy coins.
Yeah. With my, that was like the only thing is like, I was really sad, like, because I couldn't do like Game Corner. But that's the only thing on that copy that hasn't worked.
Long story short, I'd had both HeartGold and SoulSilver. And I was downsized a while back. I was like, you know what? I still have HeartGold. I traded my SoulSilver a few years ago.
Yeah.
I had my complete box and Pokewalker and stuff for HeartGold still, but not my cartridge. Apparently. So, long story short, I bought a legit HeartGold. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, well, I've already bought this one SoulSilver, but I didn't want to spend like $40 on a DS game.
Yeah.
Plus, no stores locally had it. So I was like, I'll get one from Wish. It's good enough.
I'll get a repro cartridge.
And it mostly works. It actually trades with my official one, which is neat.
Like, it's not bad. Honestly, like, it's very much, like, other than the Game Corner, you couldn't tell it's not official.
So what, I know you just got to Lance in there, but you know about the Kanto stuff already.
Yeah.
So someone who's playing through it for the first time right now, what are your thoughts on it?
I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's harder to level up in it after, like, there's, like, up until a certain point, you level up really, 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 really quickly, and then out of nowhere, you're, like, too high a level to get really any experience from anything. There are very few people you can go back and refight because they've got, like, the phone function. They call you.
You gotta wait for them to call.
Yeah, and you gotta hope they call. You gotta hope you can remember where they are. You can't really refight them. They actually have that feature where your mom can save money and stuff for
Which
you.
I do appreciate.
It's pretty cool, except she spends your money on stuff.
I know it's such an underrated feature, though.
What?
You know the one where you can meet the photographers? And
I love it. They'll take a picture of your team to save to your SD card.
Like, I actually really like that because, I don't know, it's kind of nice looking back and be like, oh, look at how far we've come. Like,
yeah.
I know it sounds cheesy, but it makes me feel like I've had kind of like a bond with my team.
Yeah. I really like that they do bring back kind of the Pokemon Yellow, Following, yeah.
And I know not all are to scale, but, like, you can have, like, a Wailord just kind of follow you around. Yeah. And imagine if that was to scale.
I absolutely, I love it. I'm pretty sure my Ninetales follows me everywhere. I think right now it's my Gyarados, whose name is He-Man.
We have a thing with that, like, Our Gyarados, depending on what gender it is always either He-Man or She-Ra.
Well, it's because when I played Oras and I got my very first Gyarados ever and I was so excited, I started calling her Ra-Ra, and then I was like, She-Ra. And it was right around the time, like, the new She-Ra came out, and I'm like, that's awesome. I'm gonna stick with that. And then the second time, and then when I started playing SoulSilver, I was trying to catch a Magikarp. And I spent like 30 minutes trying to catch a Magikarp, and I couldn't. I kept getting Tentacles,
yeah,
which was apparently like only supposed to be like a 10% spawn.
And that route you're on.
For that rod and that route, and I just kept catching them, and I was really mad. I was so tired of seeing them. And I finally got a Magikarp, and then it was a boy, and I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh, well, you can be He-Man.
And then I started adopting it.
Yeah.
Team Rocket's kind of sad in this one.
Yeah.
Because, like, our boss left, and boss come back, and then But then, like, you've seen the Celebi event, right? This is another game where completely warranted to use an action replay to get out of events, because there's, like, an Arceus event with, like, a special area, and a Celebi event where you found your rival, Silver, who I love because he's such just an absolute douche.
He is literally, so my rival in my game right now is named Meanie. And, like, there's a little grumpy face.
I feel
you're a big meanie.
I feel bad because I always name my rival the same thing.
Yeah.
Schlong. Rival Schlong. But, you know, Schlong in this game is actually Team Rocket Giovanni's son.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because
He's
it goes...
Ash Ketchum, what? I'm sorry.
I thought Mr. Mime was Ash's dad.
No, it's Professor Oak.
Come on, Ash. I don't have any Pokemon left, but please take this Pikachu so I can hook up with your mom. No, the Giovanni thing is cool, but Team Rocket, I think it's cool to have the admins start in this one. And that's a thing that Game Freak has kept in the games, you know?
Yeah.
But also, like, Team Rocket's just kind of a distraction.
Yeah, Team Rocket's big thing is basically our boss left us and we're trying to find him. And it kind of reminds me of that, like, trope of, like, Daddy went to go get cigarettes from the convenience store and didn't come back.
I'm sure Silver relates.
Yeah.
Daddy went off to become a Pokemon champion and never came back.
Like...
But, you know, I do really like the games. And, you know, I don't have an issue of Team Rocket just being something to do because there is so much to do. Like, I think the issue of the level, and keep in mind, the level problem was even worse than the originals. Like, believe it or not, they're higher in this one just slightly. Is that, you know, at a certain point in Johto, you have a choice between either going left from Ecruteak City to Olivine or right to Mahogany Town. And then from there, you can go from Olivine City, you can go to Cyanwood City, and, of course, the new Route 4748 here, which have the incredible Safari Zone. Seriously, the best Safari Zone in the series. You can customize it and stuff. But because of that, I feel like they've really had to plateau the levels. And it's a problem when you get to the post-game, which I know, spoiler, when you get to the Kanto region. And I know, Kanto is so cool. It's the same Pokemon League as in Red and Blue. It's shared between Kanto and Johto. I think it's so cool when you first get through Tojo Falls to Route 26, and the guy's like, welcome to Kanto! But in Kanto, because you can tackle the gyms in almost any order you want, you really kind of, they've really kind of plateaued the levels there. And even then, you can only really fight trainers for experience, since all the wild mons have the same levels as in Red, Blue, or I guess in this case, Fire Red, Leaf Green. And it's even funnier because once you beat all 16 gym leaders, again, the best post-game in the series, by far, the only game that even comes close with the amount of stuff to do is Black 2, White 2. You get to fight Trainer Red on top of Mount Silver, which is incredible. He says nothing, but he's incredible. But also he has like level 80, borderline level 90 Pokemon. And they're so super powerful and whatnot. It's so cool, but also it takes a good bit of grinding to get to that point. What else they had? They added in the Battle Frontier, where the Battle Tower was in Crystal version. And it's literally just copy-pasted from Platinum, but also it's there, and hey, it's something else to do. That's cool, I guess. The soundtrack's wonderful. I love the graphical style. I love the add-in events with like the kimono girls and the cutscenes where Ho-Oh and Lugia fly in, depending on your respective version. I mean, you can catch both, but you know, you only get the Ho-Oh cutscene in HeartGold and the Lugia one, SoulSilver. And Ho-Oh and Lugia each have their own respective battle themes now. What do you think of Lugia's battle theme, Love?
I didn't get that far.
Oh, you didn't catch Lugia?
Not yet.
Oh, dang. You should totally catch that Lugia.
Yeah, I told you I got to a point where, like, I was basically, like, I was having to grind and stuff, to take on the Elite Four, because I didn't really want to have a repeat.
Right.
Of, like, my playthrough through Diamond. And I got to a point where it was like, and I, like, stopped playing, and then, like, we got engaged, and I started playing, Sun.
And Sun's actually been fun. It's kind of railroady, but Wonder Trade makes up for it.
Yeah. This is really cool. I got a shiny Victini on Wonder Trade the other night.
I know, and I have no idea how, but whatever.
I got an Arceus too. It was really fun.
It's so weird. I don't know. Wonder Trade's been good. Like, it's been good to us. But
I just feel bad because I know somebody, like, was probably trading this hoping to get, like, something cool, and they got, like, a level 2 Eevee.
I mean, an Eevee's an Eevee. They can make it a Sylveon.
Yeah.
That's one more thing I want to touch on.
Yes.
Leafeon and Glaceon were Gen 4.
Ugh, don't remind me.
I like Glaceon a lot.
I love Leafeon and Glaceon. I hate the fact that instead of saying, hey, we already have an Ice Stone and a Leaf Stone, which they do,
Yeah.
they basically went, you have to go to a special part of this forest at the right time of day.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else is annoying as hell
What?
in Diamond and Pearl? The honey trees.
Oh my god, Combi.
The headbutt trees and HeartGold SoulSilver were so much better, especially since
It's
and Gold and
optional.
Silver originally too, you could only headbutt certain trees, but in the remakes it's all of them, and it's great. You can get a Heracross in Azalea Town. If you can't beat Whitney, get a Heracross. Whitney's not that so bad in the remakes, but if she's giving you trouble,
Yeah.
get a
Honestly, I feel
Heracross.
really bad because everybody talks about how hard Whitney is, but then I took Milk Tank out in one shot because I had a Pokemon that knew a fighting move.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but it was one of them, and I took Milk Tank out in one shot, and I'm like, oh, that was supposed to be hard?
There's a lot I do like about it. There was Pal Park, which was cool in concept.
Yeah.
Which let you transfer Pokemon up from the Generation 3 games. The issue was it was only 6 Pokemon every 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you had to recatch them. It was dumb.
It's kind of like the Pal Park in Let's Go, right?
Or in Black and White.
No, in Let's Go.
No, in Let's Go you you have to recatch the Pokemon you transfer, but you can transfer in as many as you want from Pokemon
Well, yeah,
Go.
but I meant more the you have to recatch Pokemon you've already caught.
I don't mind that part so much as the 6 every 24 hours.
Well, I guess it keeps you from trying to spoof the game.
I guess. That said, though, you know what was a cool thing in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum?
What?
Did I tell you about this? If you put in any one of the 5 different GBA Pokemon games, so Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire, Leaf, Green, it would actually slightly change the Pokemon that appeared in some areas.
Yeah.
Which I know you can only do on certain DSs, the original and light, but that's such a cool little Easter egg and a nice little nod to kind of, just, I don't know, it feels good.
I feel like that honestly might have been why I got so many shiny Psyducks, because I played with my Sapphire in my DS just because it's it was my dirt catcher cartridge.
Yeah.
To keep,
That reminds me, in SoulSilver, did you catch a red Gyarados? The one shiny, everyone's guaranteed you get a red Gyarados.
I did catch.
But you boxed it?
Yeah, I boxed it. It was because right around the time I got red Gyarados, my Gyarados had just evolved and they were the same level, and I was already very, very attached. I had a really good friendship with He-Man, and I'm like, I can't see using this one.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's not.
But overall, before Black 2, White 2 came out, I think HeartGold, SoulSilver were my favorite, and especially since there's so many events depending on the day, even more than the original.
Contest.
Yeah, the bug catching contest, the gym leader rematches. And actually, I actually liked how you had to go and find them outside of the gym on certain days to get, because that just made the region feel so alive.
It makes it, honestly, it just makes it feel like they have lives outside of being gym leaders, which is kind of what the anime does as well. But you get to have more of that feel. Yeah,
they just feel so good. I love it feels like a real world as well. It's not just Johto, it's a world of Kanto and Johto, and I guess to an extent Sinnoh.
Yeah.
And, I would even say to this day, HeartGold and SoulSilver are the best remakes in the series, in my opinion.
I loved it, honestly. I think...
I know you're more partial to Oras.
I love Omega Ruby, but I think so much of my love for Omega Ruby comes that I played it after I played, Black and White, but yeah, I played Black and White after I played Diamond as well, and yeah, those are 2 of my absolute favorites.
And, I still say Black 2, White 2 are my favorites in the series, but I'd say second favorites for me are HGSS.
Yeah.
And there's so many legendaries, you get the Hoenn starters, you get the Hoenn and Sinnoh Rage, you catch Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza.
I guess my thing with Oras is that they, once you have, specific Pokemon with the flying, you could catch other like legendaries, which is amazing.
And they kind of did that in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games.
Yeah.
Which are...
like, they're easy to catch. It like, kind of takes away the fun.
There's so much... Especially, like, with Yuuzhan and Suicune.
Yeah.
Especially since I know you've gotten this, but when you get to Kanto and you finally... you finally get to the point where Yuuzhan reconciles that, look, I need to respect this Pokemon like it respects you.
Yeah.
And then you get to battle and catch Suicune instead of having to chase it down to wild like Entei and Raikou. And it's just... Actually, do you want to hear one spoiler that will make you happy?
Yeah.
You know your douche nozzle arrival?
Yeah.
He gets better and searches and know how you can... What the sign of him finally becoming a better person is.
Like,
so you know how he has a Golbat in his team?
Yeah.
And the final battle, it's a daily battle. Like, happens, I think, once a week.
Yeah.
His Golbat finally evolves into a Crobat. Aww. And that only happens if it has max happiness.
And happiness, yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess, as I said, HGSS are my favorite remakes in the entire series, but what would we say are the best games out of Gen 4 in total? You first?
I feel like I have to say it's SoulSilver, just because I had such a bad experience with
Diamond.
I'd
say SoulSilver as well. Nothing against Platinum. As I said, like, our friend Rose, Platinum's her favorite in the series, and I understand why. Like, it fixes literally almost every single problem I had with Diamond, and also just gives it, like, an extra little kick of flair, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's like having...
It's like they actually listened to the complaints and the concerns.
Yeah, like, they really took the complaints to heart there, but HeartGold, SoulSilver, even though, like, some of the 3D the worst I can say is, like, they had to replace the game corner because of EU stuff, and some of the 3D areas really looked like, DS 3D, and all three of them, I guess.
Yeah.
The cutscenes still look cool, though, but there's so much...
I think you've also gotta, like, think about the fact that it is DS 3D, and it was pretty cutting edge at the time.
For sure, there's not a ton of it. It's mostly a 2D. I think... Oh, and there's the Pokeathon, which I played a ton of. Like, we're still going on about... There's so much to do in HeartGold and SoulSilver that... they're the best Gen 4 games. So, that's, I think, it for now, yeah?
Yeah,
Did you watch any of the Diamond and Pearl anime series?
I feel like I probably did, but I really didn't like when they started bringing in, like, new girls who were, like, twice as annoying as Misty.
I liked May, but my issue is that I got out of the advanced anime pretty early on.
Yeah.
But then when these came out, I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to watch some Diamond and Pearl. And I watched a bit, and, like, I feel bad for still complaining about the amount of filler in Sailor Moon, because from what I saw of the Diamond and Pearl anime, like, I'd say a good 3/4 of it was just filler.
Honestly, it's kind of that thing where, like, I have really good memories of it because we used to watch it, Cartoon Network before school. It was, like, on at, like, 7 o'clock, so it was, like, something you could watch before going, like, as you're getting ready to go to school, so it was, like, a really good memory, but I have, like, mixed feelings with Misty, because I love her, but I kind of hate her.
Mm-hmm. Brock is a creep.
Yeah, because Misty is, like, really whiny, but she was also a cute redhead mermaid, basically. Yeah. And I related to that a lot as a child. Then we got May, and we got Dawn, and they started they got so annoying and whiny, and...
But I guess to end off on a high note... I'm trying to think, is there anything else we haven't talked about with Diamond and Pearl?
If you're thinking about getting them, don't, though.
What do you mean? Well, Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah.
If you're thinking about getting them, they're getting expensive. So snap them up while you can,
Get Platinum,
To end off on a high note, hopefully we'll get Diamond and Pearl remakes soon. We've been waiting long enough. Like, when they announced, new Pokemon remakes come to Switch, I was like, Diamond and Pearl remakes? And they're like, no, we're remaking the yellow version.
Again.
Let's Go was fun, though. I did enjoy it. So, I guess what we're saying is that...
I feel like that reminds me of when I was playing SoulSilver, and I was like, we need a remake of this. This is a good game. And you're like, it is a remake. And then you're like, we probably will get a remake of this before we get a remake of Diamond and Pearl, though.
I feel on that. I do feel on that, though. I guess we can talk about the only Diamond and Pearl movie I kind of remember. I remember the Darkrai one being pretty cool. That's the only one I remember catching.
I don't really remember any of the movies because like the last one I think I watched the one with Celebi, Sad Onion.
Sad Onion. Celebi dies at the end and then gets brought back.
Oh, is that what happens? Oh, apparently I did not watch that one all the way. It was just Sad Onion, the movie. And I was really, really, really big into Deoxys.
Oh, I loved the Deoxys one. I think the last one I saw... Did I see the Arceus one? I feel like I saw the Arceus one, but I think that says a lot about it, seeing as I don't really remember it. I think that was...
I watched the Jirachi one, parts of it anyway.
I remember the Darkrai one being really good though, because there was a scene where Darkrai is literally trying to like suck the good energy out of his town or whatever, and it's like being shrouded in darkness.
Darkrai is like that toxic friend you gotta cut out of your life.
Yeah. So what we're saying is that, to end on a high note, the best Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that I ever played was this gen. Explorers of Sky, you haven't played it yet. Yeah. It's a good time. So with that, let's end off because we've been going for almost an hour. Gen 4 it's a Pokemon gen. It's a good gen. It's Platinum okay. Was good. HeartGold, SoulSilver were great. A lot of the spin-offs were good. Others were my Pokemon Ranch.
And also, I want to say here, I know we're going to get comments about lumping HeartGold and SoulSilver into this.
We talked about them in the Gen 2 retrospective as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, go see that over on Stuff We Play. Or do whatever it is to keep updated on the Stuff We Say podcast. Episodes whenever I feel like it. That's my plug. Would you like to plug?
Not really.
You don't want to plug your Instagram or the Pupper's Instagram?
We can plug Paisley.
Yeah, our dog Paisley has an Instagram. It's at Paisley_Daisy on Instagram.
No, it's not Paisley. It's Paisley Daisy.
I said Paisley. Oh, sorry. Paisley. PAIZY _ DAIZY on Instagram. So yeah, you ready to end this off?
Bye.
So with that, this was the Stuff We Say podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, message me on Twitter at Stuff We Play to let me know what topics you'd want to see in future episodes. Stay tuned for a Gen 5 retrospective, probably on the Master Trainer channel. I'm waiting off on that one because I promised my buddy Token Geek that I would be doing that video with him at some point. Just gotta get to Chicago. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Stay classy, and we'll see y'all next time.